Once DHCP is implemented on a network, IP addresses are now handed out by a device such as a router, server, or even a firewall. All devices will have an IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway given to them directly. There is more to DHCP, such as lease times and scopes, but this video is more for how to simulate this on GNS3. Don't worry if you have not used GNS3 before, I will be releasing a video on how to administer this in the future. However, if you have some experience, I have set up a simple project called DHCP 2025 and begin dragging devices onto the base area. As this is only going to be a small network, it will involve only a router, a layer 2 switch and a couple of virtual PCs. I begin to link them up with the cabling tool, and each device will show a list of physical interfaces of the device we want to connect to. GNS3 also has a feature to label the interfaces, which is ideal when setting up. We are now going to start all the devices up by clicking the green arrow, in preparation for configuring DHCP. By right mouse clicking on the router, we can bring up an SSH connection. This will allow us to configure a hostname of DHCP, so other network engineers could identify this router. It is also good housekeeping. In DHCP, there are 4 main configurations: the DHCP pool, the network range, the default router, and the DNS server. I've called the pool gman, then configure the network address range as 192.168.2.0 with a /24 subnet mask. The default router address setting is for the router to send packets out of the network, so that is the .1 address. The final address is the DNS server, which is Google's DNS for now, even though we cannot reach it. The last change to be made is the IP address of the interface facing the LAN. We give this the IP address of 192.168.2.1, which is the same IP as the default router we gave earlier. Be sure to unshut the interface for this to work properly. As a good practice, always check over your config to make sure you input everything okay. The DHCP pool and interface are configured for DHCP, so now we have to move on to the virtual PCs. I right mouse click on both PC1 and PC2, so it brings up a session to both. These are both very basic, so to start a DHCP discover, you just type IP DHCP, and they will both request an IP address. As you can see, the DORA process is initiated and they both receive the IP address and default gateway. Again, for good housekeeping, I save the configs of both PCs. Both PCs now have been given an IP address via DHCP. Now that they are both on the network, from the router's perspective, we can check that the PCs are live on the network, using 2 different commands. Looking at the ARP table on the router shows both PCs with their layer 2 to layer 3 mapping. The second command is for the DHCP bindings on the router. The binding is a mapping of the IP addresses to MAC addresses of the device that are found specifically in the DHCP server database. And they are both there. Thanks so much for watching this video on DHCP. Stay on the G-Man channel for useful hints and tips on networking, security and cybersecurity.